This is a photograph of the multi-talented legend, Bette Davis. Imagine going into today's multiplex to see a movie with a friend. Your friend picked out the movie, but you have no idea what the movie is about or who is in the movie. You imagine it to be somebody you've heard of, Jodie Foster perhaps, Meryl Streep. You imagine if they win the movie, it must be good, or at least, mildly enjoyable. When the credits come on the screen, you begin to scratch your head. You're thinking, who are these people starring in this movie? Why did I just pay $10 to see some no-name in a movie? You sit through the movie and find that not only was the movie subpar, but the acting was incredibly bland and uninspiring. Even though the movie was lousy, you thought that the no-name could at least give you something to talk about at the water cooler the next day. How many of you have had this experience recently? Did you even know who the actor was that was in your movie? Was it an amazing talent in the movie, or was it just another ordinary face that seemed to do little to make you remember who they were? Well, this experience drives me crazy. Today, I'm going to talk about the career of an amazing film actress of the 20th century, Bette Davis. I will begin by talking about the need to remember an astounding actress like Bette Davis, the satisfaction you all will get from observing her brilliance, and the action that each and every one of you can take to help preserve her widely acclaimed career. You will see that without the influence of Bette Davis on the film industry, the acting profession and the movie business might not be as vibrant and diverse as it is today. You will also hopefully come away from this speech with a greater appreciation for Bette Davis' contribution to acting and the great classics of the screen that live on today. Bette Davis was a pioneering actress in Hollywood during the 20th century. According to Douglas Quirk in his biography, Fasten Your Seatbelts, Davis won numerous awards, including 2 Oscars for her work in Dangerous, 1935, and Jezebel, 1938, by the age of 30. She continued to enjoy 7 more Oscar nominations spanning 4 decades from the 1930s and 1960s. Not only was Davis an Academy Award nominated and winning actress, she was the first female president of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences in 1941, a position she held briefly. Many of her suggestions regarding how Oscars should be voted and presented were accepted between the members of the Academy and still are used today. As well as her acting accolades, she was the first actress to receive the prestigious American Film Institute Tribute for Lifetime Achievement in 1977. In attendance were many of her colleagues, as well as actors influenced by her, including Jane Fonda. As Fonda was influenced by Davis, Bette Davis was an enormous influence on a wide range of actors of future generations extending into the 21st century. Davis said of Jodie Foster, quote, "She's damn good. She's a young Bette Davis," unquote. Meryl Streep claims, quote, "She was a great influence on me," unquote. Jane Fonda claims that actresses today owe a great deal to Bette Davis. Fonda further stated, quote, "Just watching Bette Davis on a screen was empowering to women. It certainly was to me. I was sitting there thinking, this is what's possible. This is the range and depth that is possible for a woman." Now let's talk about the satisfaction you will get from watching Bette Davis on the screen. By watching Davis on the screen, you'll be witness to an acting talent that has been unparalleled, even in this century. All of you have the power to enjoy Bette Davis' films and ensure that others around you have the opportunity in the future. If we show aspiring actors the films of Bette Davis, they might want to aspire to her level of brilliance. Davis stated in Stardust, the Bette Davis story, that, quote, "I never cared how I looked, as long as I looked like the character." When viewing Davis on the silver screen, you'll be able to capture the true essence of whichever character she is portraying, because she became the character through actions and looks. By renting, buying, or watching Bette Davis's films, we are ensuring that they remain a part of our collective memory. We also send out the message that as movie viewers, we expect quality films. Davis pioneered the concept of screen acting with her eyes as opposed to melodramatic gestures to display emotion. As Ellen Burstyn stated, quote, she went into a kind of soft focus, so you could see her not seeing, which is very hard to do. There was a scene in regards to a scene in Dark Victory, which Davis gained an Academy Award nomination for. Now with all this in mind, let's visualize a world that keeps Bette Davis's legacy living on. Picture a world without the dazzling and multi-talented legend Bette Davis. Imagine a world without such actresses like Meryl Streep, Jane Fonda, Jodie Foster, Jessica Lange, Julia Roberts, Nicole Kidman, or even Lindsay Lohan. Without Bette Davis's talent and influences, most of these actresses would not exist today. Conversely, actresses might not take chances with their portrayals. Finally, portrayals of women might lose depth, and the variety of female roles may become limited. Acting also might be seen as much more static and might become less visually interesting. Future generations of actresses can follow Bette Davis's lead and continue providing exciting and diverse performances. We can help them by making sure Davis's performances are not left to turn to dust. Implementing plans to ensure that Bette Davis is remembered in the 21st century helps future generations have a model for acting into the next decade. The Library of Congress selects films each year to be restored for generations. These films are fully restored. As citizens, we all can contribute by writing to the Library of Congress and requesting that more of Davis's films be considered for preservation. You can log on to www.loc.gov/film and vote for Bette Davis's films to be preserved. According to the National Film Preservation Board website, there is only one out of over 90 films that Davis has starred in that is being preserved as we speak. Only one. That is not enough. Every year, films are lost due to deterioration of the original film elements. Many of the movies from the early to mid-20th century are already lost to decay. The films of Bette Davis are no exception. If these are not preserved, future generations will not be witness to her brilliance. If we contribute to film preservation societies, even in a small way, we are helping to ensure that Bette Davis's films live on forever. For more information on film preservation, you can also log on to www.afi.com. While contributing to film preservation may not be for everyone, something that each and every one of you can do is go out, rent, or purchase a Bette Davis DVD. By doing so, you're not only going to enjoy amazing acting, but you're telling your DVD retailer, and the DVD distributors that Bette Davis films are very important. While you may not want to go to the expense of buying a DVD, you can also go to www.tcm.com and vote for Bette Davis's films to be put on DVD. By doing so, you are telling the owners of the Bette Davis films that you want to see more of her movies on DVD. These films will be preserved and remastered for future generations. Our world within the 21st century is extremely fast-paced, and art can sometimes be seen as disposable. Even so, the films of Bette Davis must be saved for her brilliant performances to be preserved for generations in the future. Film careers do not last long today, and sometimes talent doesn't always prevail. However, today I truly hope that I have convinced each and every one of you that not only was Bette Davis one of the screen's greatest actors, but somebody who deserves to be preserved in this century. Thank you, guys.